Okay, so those of you that just joined us, where do cows go on Friday nights? They go to the movies. So that was our joke of the day. Okay, today you should have been working on DLA. If you haven't finished yet, that's what you need to do when we're done. You're working on another assignment for past tense verbs. Remember, past means it already happened. Verbs are action words, so an action that has already happened. And you're going to be practicing some spelling rules that go along with that. So if a verb ends with a Y, you'd have to change the Y to an I and add ED. If the verb ends in a vowel and a consonant, most times, not all the time, a vowel and a consonant, you double the last consonant and then add an ED. And the regular verbs, most of them, you will just add an ED to make it a past tense. And then today, for our phonics lesson, and it should be in there. Zach, did you check Moby Max yet? Is the phonics lesson in there today?
I'm not on phonics yet, not yet.
Oh, you haven't checked for me. Well, I'm pretty sure it's in there. We're going to be moving from. It is? Okay, good to know. Thank you. We're moving from our sounds now to making the short E sound spelled with EA, because the sound or the letters EA make several different sounds. One of the sounds they make is the short E sound, so the eh, like in bread, tread, lead. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but EA says eh. That's one of the sounds. So that's what you're going to work on today. All right, so here's our learning target for reading. Today we will write let me just take out this A. I made a mistake. There we go. Today we will write the body of an opinion essay. It will include a reason and evidence from the text that will support our opinion. And again, that text that we were working on yesterday was the migration text. So again, an opinion, that's the way you think or feel about something. And it's always important to give reasons or examples to support your opinion. So that's what we're going to do today. So yesterday, with our hamburger writing, we did the introduction. We stated our opinion. Today, we're doing the middle part, the reason and the evidence. And here is the graphic organizer we're writing on. Gabriella, do you have a question for me?
It's kind of like a question and a statement almost.
Okay, go ahead.
About the epic date. You have
okay,
to tell
hold
the
that
class
thought.
that we actually did the password for that.
Okay, let's talk about that at the end because I do want to tell everybody about that. So hold that thought till the end. Okay. Okay, so yesterday we read the story. What was that?
And don't forget to do the breakout rooms at the end.
Okay, we'll try that. Angelique, do you have a question for me?
You said we were gonna do that on Monday for the 100th day of school.
Oh, Angelique! I totally forgot. Oh my gosh, that is my fault. Angelique was keeping track of the days of school. So 100 days of school, when was it, on Monday or Friday?
On Friday.
It was Friday. Okay, Angelique, I am writing down. I know on my sticky because I forgot to write it down last time. How about if we do this, even though we're past 100 days, I will put something fun for us to do on Friday. How about that? Even though it won't be the 100th day of school, we'll do something.
So we don't have school on Friday.
Well, I'm going to give you guys a fun activity to do. You still have assignments to do on Friday. So thank you, Angelique. I'm sorry, I totally forgot. Okay, so let's go back to our article.
Yep.
We were reading Why Animals Migrate, and you should have, you did your opinion. Which animal's migration do you think is the most remarkable? So you chose an animal from our story. that you thought was really interesting. So let's go back to the graphic organizer. Up here at the top, we wrote that question. Which creature do you think has the most remarkable migration? And then we wrote our opinion. In my opinion, so we use something here. In my opinion, or a sentence starter here. In my opinion, and you may or may not have used this animal, but I chose this one. The ruby-throated hummingbird has the most remarkable migration. So that's where we got yesterday. So today we're going to do an R and an E. So notice on the side here, I have the letters O-R-E-O, like an Oreo cookie. So basically the reason I did that is to show you, or to give you a visual in your head, how to organize your writing when you're writing an opinion essay. The first one is an O, saying that you're going to state your opinion. What do you feel about whatever you're writing about? Give a reason, back it up with evidence or an example, and then you could do another reason and another example if you need to. And then the last O is just restating your opinion again as your conclusion. So that's what OREO stands for: opinion, reason, evidence, and restate your opinion. So let's go back to our story so that we can collect a reason on why we felt the animal we chose was has the most remarkable migration. So, Zach, do you have a question for me? I see your hand is up.
For Oreo and opinion writing, is it O's? Do they stand for the reasons and examples?
Yep. The R and the E are the reason and examples. The O is your opinion, and the last O is restating your opinion. So you just say your opinion again, is what that last O means. Okay? All right, so you guys should already know which animal you picked for your most remarkable, that you thought had the most remarkable migration. So what we're going to do today is you're going to give me a reason why you picked that animal. And Riley, you have a question for me. What is your question?
So how come it said Oreo, but it didn't have the other reason and example? Because I remember, yeah, right there.
Right here, because this would be if you needed to do a second reason and an example. This week,
just doing one?
Today, yes, we're just going to do one. Sometimes, like we did last week when we talked about the prairie dogs, we did do another reason and an example. Today, we're just going to do one reason, one example from the text.
Okay.
So, good eye there. So, if you did a second reason and example, it would be an Oreo. An Oreo opinion writing instead of just an Oreo. So, good thoughts. Okay, so I'm going to show you the text. I want to hear from somebody that picked the ruby-throated hummingbird as their most interesting animal, or the migration of that animal that was the most interesting. So Nadia, can you give me a reason why you picked that animal?
Okay, I'll give you a reason. It is because I remember it's okay. On paragraph 8, it says at a speed of 5 miles per hour, the hummingbird flies across a large body of water without taking a break. This journey takes 18 to 24 hours. Imagine running that fast for that long.
Okay, so that would actually be your evidence because you said that right from the text. So what, can you tell me in your own words, using this information, but in your own words, why did you pick the migration of the ruby-throated hummingbird as being the most interesting or remarkable?
Because it had no brakes.
Okay, so your reason is that this animal or the hummingbird has to fly so far with no brakes. So that's one way you can start out your reason. So let's look up here in the second box at the top. These are sentence starters for your reasons. You could say, for example, or for instance. You can, and we're not doing another reason right now, so we don't want to use another reason or addition, but you could say first, my first reason I feel this way is, you could, if you're going to say the most important thing, you could say most importantly. So pick a sentence starter. So all of you actually, even if you're not using the same reason as Nadia, I want you to pick a sentence starter for your reason right here. Angelique, did you have a question for me?
I was gonna ask if I could read, but we weren't gonna read.
Yeah, well, because you're right. We should probably read this story through, but I'm gonna have everybody share their ideas on what they thought was the most interesting reason on why they chose that animal. So instead of reading, we'll share our ideas. But thank you for asking that question. Okay, so I'm going to make mine a little bit smaller right now because I'm going to type in here and I'm going to say one reason I feel this way is. Okay, so I started my sentence with one reason I feel this way is. And then if I was Nadia, I could say the hummingbird has to fly such a long way with no brakes. That's my reason. So does somebody else have either another reason or a reason that they chose for the ruby-throated hummingbird, or a reason that they chose another animal's migration as the most remarkable? Gabriella, which animal did you choose?
I picked the same one as Nadia, but not to copy, but I picked it because I liked it. But my reason would be I never knew a hummingbird weighed as much as a penny. They looked a little heavier than that.
Excellent.
Like in real life.
What sentence starter did you choose?
Most importantly.
Okay, most importantly, you could say most importantly, I chose the ruby-throated hummingbird because I didn't realize that it was so light, or it doesn't weigh very much, or that it's such a small bird, something like that. Okay. All right. Let's see, what else, what other reasons do we have? Zach, you want to share yours?
I chose the ruby-throated hummingbird too.
Okay, so what was your sentence starter for your reason? Zach, you there? Okay, so Zach, which sentence starter did you use for your reason that you chose that animal?
Most importantly.
Okay, you could say most importantly, I chose and you chose the hummingbird too?
Yes.
Okay, most importantly, I chose the ruby-throated hummingbird, bird's migration, because, why did you choose it? What was your reason?
The hummingbird flies across a large body of water for 18 or 24 hours.
Okay, so what you just read would be your evidence or your example from the text. So can you put in your own words, why did you choose that bird for that reason? Put it in your own words. So it's kind of like what Nadia said. She chose that bird because the bird has to fly for a long way without stopping. Okay, so that would be her own words. And then we'll get to the evidence from the text. Angelique, do you want to share yours?
I was going to ask if I could use the bathroom.
Yes, you can. If you need to go, you just go, okay? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and type my reason in here also. And I'm going to use Nadia's. So I'm going to put in my own words. So one reason I feel this way is the ruby, H-R-O-A-T-E-D, throated hummingbird has to fly a very long way before it can take a break. Okay, that's my reason. So who did not choose the hummingbird for their animal? Riley, what animal did you choose?
The humpback whale.
Okay, so why did you think the humpback whale's migration is the most remarkable? What's your reason? In your own words.
I'm really not sure. I mean, like, they really don't go into much of a really migration.
Well, okay.
In the water.
Let's go back to the text and see what it says about them. It says, many species of whales, such as the humpback and the baleen, also migrate. These whales live in northern waters in the summer because there is more food. Then they travel to the south to raise their young in warmer waters. So they move from the north to the south, depending on the season. And the reason that they move is because they follow the warm water. If the water's warm, there's more food. When it's too cold, there's not as much food for them to eat. So in your own words, give me a reason why you chose the whale for what you read in the text.
Okay.
No, tell me, what do you think?
I'd say this. I strongly believe that.
Okay, so that's your opinion sentence. I strongly believe the humpback whale has the most remarkable migration. So that was your opinion sentence. One reason I feel this way is
The humpback whales travel to warmer water to eat food. Then once when the cold winter comes, then they travel to another warm water to raise their young.
okay, there you go. That's your reason. Nice job. So write that down.
Okay.
All right, anybody else need either help or want to share their idea? Okay, so we'll move to the next part. So now that you have taken these words or your reason and it's written in your own words, you're going to give evidence from the text. So this is where we will use a sentence starter, for example, or in the text it says. So I like to start out my sentences with for example, so that the reader knows I'm going to be giving an example to back up my reason. So I'm going to type that in here. That's going to be my sentence starter. And I'm just going to write it right after the period for my reason. For example, comma. And this is now where you will put it in, or put in what you saw in the text. So I want to also refer back to the text. For example, the text says, or you could say in paragraph 5, it says, or in the story, Why Animals Migrate, the author says. So there's several ways you can cite your evidence from the text. And then this is where we will actually go into the text and write this sentence. So since I use Nadia's example, or her reason, Nadia since we said one reason I feel this way is the ruby-throated hummingbird has to fly a very long way before it can take a break. How do we know that? What did it say in the text? Can you read the evidence from the text?
Because in the thing, it's in the text, it says, I cannot, hold on. In the text, it says, at a speed of about 5 miles per hour, the hummingbird flies across the large body of water without taking a break. This journey takes 18 to 24 hours.
And then you can stop right there. So you can write those two sentences as your evidence, or you can kind of change around the words a little bit so that you can combine it into one. That would be okay. Gabriella, did you want to share something?
Yes, I want to share what I put for my example. I put, for example, the text says ruby-throated hummingbirds weigh about as much as a penny.
Okay, so go back to your reason so that we can combine, since your reason is different than this reason. So read one reason, right. Or most importantly, whatever you started.
Right. Most importantly, I chose the ruby-throated hummingbird because I did not know that they were not that heavy.
Okay, keep going. For example,
the text says ruby-throated hummingbirds weigh about as much as a penny.
Excellent. You gave your reason why you chose that animal, and then you gave an example from the text, an actual piece of evidence.
Right, because when we read the text, it says they weigh about as much as a penny.
Yep, and that's exactly
what it said. And they look
said.
pretty heavier than that.
Right.
And they weigh as much as a penny.
I was surprised too. All right, thank you for sharing. Does somebody else want to share their evidence or with their reason and their evidence? Zach, go ahead. Read your reason first.
One reason I feel this way is that the hummingbird does not take a break.
Okay. For example, how do you know the hummingbird doesn't take the break? What did the text say?
For example, it said in the text that the hummingbird goes 18 to 24 hours without taking a break.
Okay, there you go. And so what Zach did is he took the evidence from the text and kind of changed it around and put it in a little bit of a different order, and that's totally okay. He's still citing the information from the text. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just type this here. For example, the text says the migration, I'm going to add the word migration journey, Journey of the hummingbird takes 18 to 24 hours before it
Is this
can
already the end of the meeting?
Hold on a second, Gabriella. So I did kind of what Zach did. I took the information from the text and I kind of changed it around a little bit. For example, the text says, the migration journey of the hummingbird takes 18 to 24 hours before it can rest. Okay, so it doesn't say it exactly like that, but the information came from the text. Angelique, do you want to read your reason and your example?
One reason I feel this way is the ruby-throated hummingbird has to fly a very long way before it can take a break. For example,
the text says they migrate journey
Okay.
of the human hummingbird takes 18 to 24 hours before it can rest.
Okay, perfect. Good job. Thank you. David, do you want to read yours? Your example, your reason and your example?
Sure. I said, most importantly, I feel this way is the hummingbird flies a long way without getting food or water. For example, the text says at a speed of about 5 miles per hour for 15 hours they fly.
Say that last part. For 15 hours they
Fly.
Okay, good job. So what David did too is he took the information from the text and kind of put it into his own words, but it still came from the text. Good job, David. All righty. So did I hear from everybody? Angelina, do you see what we wrote on the screen? I want you to write down what I have on my graphic organizer onto your paper. Okay, sweetie? All right, so we just completed the reason and example of this opinion essay. So what we could do next is add another reason and another example. However, since this story doesn't give us a lot of information, so I know like Riley chose the humpback whales, and there isn't a whole lot of information about their migration. And same if anybody chose the zebras. It only really lends itself to giving one reason and one piece of evidence from the text. Unless you chose the ruby-throated hummingbird. We could add another reason and another example. But since not everybody chose that, we're only going to do one for now. So what I want you to, let's see, so what we're going to do next time is we're going to do our conclusion our conclusion sentence. So we're not going to do a second reason and an example unless you want to. And then when we meet again on Thursday, we're going to add that conclusion sentence and we're going to rewrite the whole essay again so that it's on a regular piece of paper. And you'll have your opinion sentence, one reason and one piece of evidence from the text and a conclusion. So this is slightly different from the prairie dogs. It's going to be a little bit shorter. And the reason is for that on Friday, you're going to be writing your own essay. And I'll tell you more about that Thursday. All right, Zach, what is your question?
Whenever you do like the ELA videos, the answer videos, I don't know if it's your computer, but I can't hear you.
You know what? Did anybody else notice that too? Okay, well, Zach, I'm going to check that out. Okay, thank you for letting me know that. Let me write myself a note. So the sound isn't working?
No, but whenever you do a videos, like video chat, I could hear you better. But whenever I do a video lesson, the answer videos, I can't hear you.
Oh, okay. You know why? Because I use a different camera when I'm recording those videos. So that's good to know. Thank you, Zach. All right. Riley, did you have a question for me?
So I figured out the reason why your videos would pause on us.
What is the reason?
So you can't instead of clicking that video and then you're pressing download or view, you can't do that. Just go to the right and press that little view button and then that's all.
And it'll play right in Schoology. Okay, that's good to know. Good to know. Good investigation there, Riley.
Don't press on the sentence and do all that other stuff. Just press the view button and then just play the video.
Good to know. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, and you're probably exactly right about that. All right, Gabriella, did you want to share something?
No, it's a comment. Don't forget to tell everybody about Epic.
Yes,
What
I'm
you
going to do
asked
that
me
just a
yesterday
second.
and about
Thank
the
you.
thing. And the breakout
Nadia,
rooms.
oh, Nadia, did you want to share something or do you have a question?
Yeah, I want to say that, did you see the picture I put in the chat?
I am looking at it right now of the tiny hummingbirds. They are little.
They're
Nadia
tiny but
posted
fluffy.
in the chat some pictures of the hummingbird. Very cute. Okay, so what Gabriella is asking me about is here. I'm gonna go to my Clever account. We're gonna start using this website soon, but for now, I'm gonna give you guys a chance to just play around with it.
I'm gonna read a book today.
Okay, perfect. In your Clever account, now again,
'Cause
yours
I've
looks
used
a
it in second
little different than mine. There is this one with books on it, and it's called Get Epic. And some of you might have used that in second grade or first grade. So what that is it's a website that has books that you can listen to, that you can read. It also has videos, comic books, all kinds of things. So when you click on that in your Clever account, you're going to go to students and educators because you're a student. And then over here, there's a class code, and I'm going to send everybody this class code. But if you have something to write with, write it down right now.
Sent me it.
Okay, it's the letter I. It doesn't need to be capitalized. IGE 6994. That's our class code. And if you push go, it'll take you to our class. So let's wait here a second. And so all of you
have to click on your name.
Yep, all of you have a little I don't know what they're called. Emoji. And so let's see. Here, I'll click on David since he's right here. Okay, so we're clicking on David's. And when you get here, you can search all kinds of books to read. There's comic books, there's books that will read to you, there's videos, there's books that you can just listen to. And you can just kind of explore through different books and things that you want to read. I sent you a
picture of it yesterday.
Yep.
And a video.
So try it out today. See if there's anything interesting here that you like. Watch some of the videos because there's science videos here too. So when you click on videos.
They have these slime girls too.
Yeah. Oh, look at all that. There's some really neat things. There's stuff about pets, cool slime. There's sports, fantasy and magic, arts and crafts.
See those girls right there I watch? Those fuzzy fruit girls.
Okay. There's science videos, adventure videos, laughing, so funny videos, ocean animals. So there's all kinds of things for you guys to check out. So I want you to log into Clever, try Epic today, just explore it a little bit and see what you like. Okay.
I'm going to try. My mom has it on her phone, so maybe today she could get it. She has to delete it though, because it's Miss Scott's.
Okay. All right. Yep, you can go back to ours. Nadia, did you have a question?
The code isn't working.
The what?
The code isn't working.
Okay, what did you type in? Did you type in IGE 6994?
Yeah.
Did you put any spaces? Don't put any spaces.
No.
In lowercase?
I'm gonna try it again while I'm off mute.
Perfect. Okay, so real quick, just let's do a recap of what your assignments are. Check DLA, do your Moby Max, and your language arts today. Alrighty, Gabriella, we'll try breakout rooms next time, but I'm going to make sure that I give everybody enough time to get their language arts assignments and phonics done today. All right, but we'll try next time. Okay, guys, so unless you have questions for me, you may log out. Anybody have a question?